He wasn't supposed to want her. She wasn't supposed to fall for him. Their arrangement was never meant to become real. But in Twisted Lies by Ana Huang, the line between truth and deception doesn't just blur, it shatters. Christian Harper is a man built of power, secrets, and obsession. Stella Alonso is light and independence, and the one person he should have never touched. But when lies become promises and a fake relationship spins out of control, neither of them is ready for the consequences of pretending to love when every touch feels real. Christian Harper has always lived in the shadows of high society. The CEO of a powerful security company, he thrives in silence and strategy. He's ruthless, brilliant, calculated, but beneath the sharp suits and cold gaze lies something darker, something possessive and deeply broken. Christian doesn't do romance. He doesn't do vulnerability. What he does is control. But the moment he becomes Stella's fake boyfriend, control becomes a dangerous game, because Stella is the only woman who has ever made him feel human. Stella Alonso is a rising influencer in a world obsessed with filters and perfection. But behind the curated images and flawless feed lies a woman searching for safety, for roots, for something real. She's tired of running from her past and even more tired of feeling alone. When her landlord forces her to vacate her apartment, Christian offers her a solution that seems too good to be true. Move in with him. Pretend to be his girlfriend, share a home, share a life, and get the internet off both their backs. But Stella doesn't know the cost of saying yes, and Christian doesn't know what it's like to fall in love until it's already too late. Their fake relationship is meant to solve problems, not create new ones. But from the moment Stella walks into Christian's penthouse, nothing is simple. He watches her like she's his obsession. He protects her like she's already his. He learns her routines, her fears, her dreams. And every day, the line between pretending and wanting starts to dissolve. Christian has always kept people at arm's length, but Stella slips past every wall he's ever built. She makes him feel things he's spent years avoiding: tenderness, jealousy, desire, hope. But love doesn't grow easily in a bed of lies. Christian is keeping secrets, big ones. He knows things about Stella's past that he should have told her from the beginning. He's been protecting her long before she ever met him. And his obsession with her isn't new. It started years ago. Stella doesn't know that the man she trusts has been silently watching over her, not just because he cares, but because he can't stop. What began as protection slowly twisted into need, and what began as a lie is now the most dangerous truth of all. As their fake relationship turns into something real, the stakes rise. Stella's career starts to flourish with the help of their online presence, but the eyes of the internet are always watching. People want the perfect couple, the fairy tale romance. But behind the screen, Christian and Stella are battling ghosts. Christian's control starts to slip as his feelings deepen, and Stella begins to realize she's falling for a man she doesn't truly know. She wants honesty. She wants trust. But Christian doesn't know how to give her that without risking everything. Their chemistry is explosive. Every touch feels like fire. Christian isn't gentle. He's intense, possessive, always on the edge of losing control. But with Stella, he tries to be better. He tries to be the man she deserves. Every night spent together pulls them closer. Every shared laugh chips away at Christian's defenses. And every stolen kiss is a war between desire and fear. Stella sees the man beneath the mask. She sees his goodness, buried deep under the trauma and cold logic. She sees the loneliness he tries to hide, the guilt he carries, the way he flips from softness but craves it all the same. And slowly, she begins to fall, not just for the idea of Christian Harper, but for the reality of who he is: messy, broken, trying. But Christian's lies don't stay buried. When Stella discovers the truth that he's been manipulating events behind the scenes to keep her close, that he knew more about her stalker than he let on, the world she built with him begins to crumble. The betrayal hits hard. She feels like a pawn in someone else's game. Everything that felt safe now feels tainted. And even though Christian swears it was always about protecting her, the damage is done. Christian is devastated. For a man who never believed in love, losing Stella is like losing the only light he's ever known. He tries to fix it the only way he knows how, with action, protection, control. But none of it works, not this time, because what Stella needs isn't saving. What she needs is truth, trust, vulnerability. And that's the one thing Christian doesn't know how to give. As the media frenzy escalates and Stella's stalker resurfaces in terrifying ways, Christian is forced to face the reality of who he's become. He's been living in a fortress of secrets, but love isn't a game of shadows. He has to make a choice: hold on to the walls that kept him safe, or break them down for the one person who sees him for who he really is. Stella, too, must confront her fears. She spent her life avoiding dependency, terrified of being trapped or controlled. But love isn't about losing freedom, it's about choosing someone even when you're afraid. And as much as Christian broke her heart, she knows he never once stopped protecting it. She begins to see the depth of his remorse, the rawness of his love. and the fact that underneath every twisted lie was a man who would burn the world to keep her safe. In a powerful moment of reconciliation, Christian opens up in the one way he never has before, with honesty. He strips away the control, the careful facade, and gives Stella the most dangerous thing of all, his truth. No more games, no more pretending. Just the real man who fell in love with the woman he thought he could never have. And Stella, heart still cracked but healing, chooses to believe in him again. Their reunion isn't perfect, but it's real. They rebuild from the ground up, not on lies, but on trust. Christian learns to let go of his need for control and let love, and Stella finds the courage to stay even when her instincts scream to run. Together, they become something neither of them expected. Partners, lovers, soulmates. Twisted Lies isn't just about romance. It's about healing, about the battle between safety and vulnerability. About two people with jagged edges, learning to fit together without cutting each other. Christian Harper is the ultimate anti-hero, cold, brilliant, obsessive, but underneath the surface is a man desperately trying to be good for the one person who sees his soul. Stella Alonso is strong, empathetic, and real, a woman who chooses herself but still has the strength to love someone complicated. Ana Huang crafts a story full of tension, heat, emotion, and redemption. The slow-burn romance sizzles on every page. But what makes it unforgettable is the emotional growth both characters go through. It's not a fairy tale, it's a battle, but one worth fighting. If you're looking for a darkly addictive fake dating romance with a morally gray hero, a heroine who refuses to be controlled, and a love story that digs deep under the surface, Twisted Lies delivers every step of the way. It will make you swoon, ache, rage, and believe in second chances, even when everything begins with deception. Link in description.